All right, welcome back. Let's invite President Donald Trump to the pulpit so we can have a word.
Pulpit?
Trump, I don't mind me.
Yeah, I like that.
Trump praises flop parade, calls it a huge success. I'm looking at a report here on the Daily Beast, but maybe I can play a quick video here. Let's give this a shot. Let's see if we can.
From
Okay,
Disney and Pixar.
it's gonna be a quick ad, and then we'll be able to play the
See the
video.
biggest,
Let's see
wildest,
here.
most awesome movie of the summer on the biggest screen possible.
Sorry about this, guys.
Disney and Pixar's Elio, rated PG, only in theaters Friday.
Okay,
It's
here we
a
go.
tremendous success with a fantastic audience. It was supposed to rain. They gave it a 100% chance of rain, and it didn't rain at all. It was beautiful. And so I asked if they gave it 100% chance, right? 100% it was going to rain like crazy, and it didn't rain at all.
Like crazy.
How did they predict 100 years out?
Like crazy.
50 years out or 200 years out? They didn't do too well, the weather people, last night, but it was beautiful.
Always throwing shots at people.
And
Now-
nobody actually predicted 100% chance of rain. Nobody predicted
Ever,
100% chance
ever.
of. It was only in his
Ever.
imagination, you know.
But you know, Trump cannot talk without somebody collecting stray bullets. Let me read this for you so you can speak on this.
Thank you.
Donald Trump claims flop military parade was a tremendous success. According to the Daily Beast, President Donald Trump deemed his multi-million-dollar military birthday parade a tremendous success on Sunday, despite it being dwarfed by the thousands protesting, which I saw some of them next to my house.
Millions.
Thousands protesting against his presidency on the same day. While speaking to reporters on his way to Canada for the G7 summit, Trump briefly reflected on the 8-block parade that celebrated the U.S. Celebrated the
250
U.S.
years.
Yeah.
250 years of the military.
Yes. So, what should we know about this? Also, if you can speak on the protests, because I saw some of them. I saw people with hard hats. I saw
Yes, the
disturbing stuff around town.
Yeah,
actually.
the truth of the matter is that from what's it called? Snapshots of reports that we distilled right at SharpEdgeNews.com.
Mhm.
Maybe at most, maybe about 10,000 people attended the Donald Trump's rally.
Mhm.
But the No King rally
Mhm.
that was held all over the
No
US.
King.
on
I saw
Saturday.
the placards.
Yeah.
No King. What
Yeah.
does the No
The
King mean, please? Because I saw those placards everywhere.
Yeah, what it means is that he's been behaving like a king. He sees himself as King Donald Trump, and it is unconstitutional. It is, unlawful for. Americans do not worship any monarchy. Any monarch. The monarchical order is at variance with the Republican Constitution of the United States of America. So the American Revolution, the spirit of the American rebuffs anything that talks of royal imperialism. So that is a settled fact. And why did our founding fathers in the United States, why did they fight that 1776 war? To throw away the burden of the overbearing imperialism of the British monarch. And you're talking of millions of people that have, that had to lay their lives down for that vision of no king. So when this wannabe authoritarian, this wannabe king, this wannabe monarch, this wannabe tyrant, this wannabe fascist decides to live by that vision, Americans' family came out. Even the idea, the no king thing, the idea of a military parade is at variance with the morality and ethos of American institutions, what America lives for. Nobody has ever done that. The last time it was done, it rarely happens, it rarely occurs in this country. When it is done, 1991, to celebrate the end of Operation Desert Storm, the first Gulf War against Saddam Hussein. That military parade was to herald the victory of the U.S. military. And when it is done willingly, you will enjoy it. Look, you need to see video clips from when we used to celebrate, when we used to march at Accra Stadium as initially primary school pupils and later high school pupils. We did better than that in our coordination. You don't see the coordinated lot steps in the parade that occurred. It was a kind of mad protest against Donald Trump. That how dare you put your 79th birthday at the same time with the celebration of 250 years of the existence of the United States military. So those people were there with reluctance, and you will see the mechanism of self-correction while on parade, while doing march past, was never observed. You need to go and look at those clips. Donald Trump could not really afford himself a moment to see that people did not love the idea of him putting together a military parade to celebrate his 79th birthday. He injected himself, his own narrative, into the military story. And that earned him widespread disapproval. And then I've been watching and listening to some media analysis about this. Even you needed to see the body language between him and his wife, the first lady.
Well, their body language is always off. Something awkward is going on between them.
Yes, it's almost like that lady was expressing joy, and there was, almost like Donald Trump having this sad ambience inflicted on him. It was.
Let me share this with you.
Waste of close to $50 million.
Let me share a breaking with you so you can lump it together before we round this up, right? I'm looking at a report on TheGuardian.com. Says extremely disturbing and unethical new rules allow VA doctors to refuse to treat Democrats unmarried veterans. Doctors of Department of Veteran Affairs Hospital nationwide could refuse to treat unmarried veterans and Democrats under new hospital guidelines imposed following an executive order by Donald Trump. The new rules obtained by The Guardian also apply to psychologists, dentists, and a host of other occupations. They have already gone into effect in at least some VA medical centers. Medical staffs are still required to treat veterans regardless of race, color, religion, and sex, and all veterans remain entitled to treatment. Now, have you seen this at all? And
I've not seen it, but I can also extrapolate reasons behind it all. You should go online and see the reaction of veterans all over America. American ex-servicemen, military people. They all were almost coming out in unison against the way Donald Trump has been politicizing the military. They feel like he's acted with disrespect for the sacrifices they have always made. So if he is bringing up all this, but let me also tell you, the strong institutions there will stand. From our analysis, careful observation, and conclusions, it does not matter anymore whether that judge was really nominated by or appointed by
Trump or not,
by Republican Bush or Trump or not. He is really being whooped so badly through the judicial process.
Yeah, because those legacies are on the line.
Yes, it's almost taken for granted that the legislature has really requised or abdicated from. So talking of three equal arms of a government in America now is almost pointless, because it almost looks like the legislature, particularly the Republican wing of the U.S. Congress, is acting in cahoots with Mr. Donald Trump. But you see, the judiciary is standing firm. So it is not this new policy will not stand.
Yeah.
I can assure you of that. You have, sadly enough, because of the runaway rhetorics, the unguarded, what you call it, the reckless, dictatorial, and tyrannical executive orders coming from him. You saw the effect in the way political killings are beginning to get on the rise. How do you justify, or how does anybody justify the senseless murder of the former Speaker of the Congress in state of Minnesota, alongside her husband, another congressperson, a lawmaker from Minnesota, is still in intensive care as a family unit and what have you. So all these things are coming from the unprecedented, toxic political atmosphere in the United States at the moment. But word of caution here, these things do not recommend themselves for for anybody to imitate in all over the civilized world or developing countries of the world. This is almost certain. Whatever goes up will come down. And I was reviewing the story of the family of Adolf Hitler. His immediate family, his extended family. Do you know that apart from remnant of that family that had to change their name, and they took the personal decision that they would never sire any offspring? No, they are almost completely annihilated. Yet, Hitler was a man who had this warped vision of 1,000 years of his his consciousness, if not his reign. That only lasted for 12 years. So for this man doing all this, I've always cautioned him in my various presentations and analysis that he should be careful at 79 what his end is going to be, what his legacy would be. This thing has been doing everywhere: trade tariff, kidnapping and separating families. Trying to destabilize the entire world. Of course, part of his delusion was this thing that he said, that whatever he does in America rocks the world or rules the world. That in itself is delusional. And yes, so it's an interesting time to live in for each and every one of us. You wanted to say something?
No, I was just going to say Donald Trump is the definition of, thank God, say man no be God.
Honestly, you remember the name of that musician in Nigeria that God is not like man. They would not, if
men... That song.
That's right.
I was just listening to it.
If Donald Trump were God, he would not allow rain to drop anywhere in the world, and
except
he would have turned the world to whatever, and which is what he's doing. I'm beginning to get curious on the way he will carry on at the G7 summit in Canada today. Of course, he will feel hot there. This isolationism, this triumphalism, whatever vision he has really made him a terrible person. And I think he can still do better. You don't give up on anybody. Somebody may be nudging him to understand that, look, this is too terrible. Look at the state of the economy and so many other things. And then the way he gets himself to things that are not his business. Yes, Israel, Iran, they are having their face off. He was trying to inject us as Americans into it.
Shout out to Marriott is in the chat. Mario is asking the question, did we discuss the travel ban? Nigeria is on the list.
Definitely we are going to... Yes, we are going to get there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I mean, for example, how can somebody look at a whole giant of a country like Nigeria and you are saying you are slamming? Can anybody really contain Nigerians? Nigerians go wherever they want to go. They go wherever they want to go. You pull the lot of us, and really, thank you so much, Marriott. The truth of the matter is that we need to encourage more people to get connected to this platform. Is our community. We must own our citizenship. We are immigrants here, but we are fully integrated into this system. When I'm in Nigeria, in Aedo, say I'm Aichi. When I'm in America, I am an American. And the truth of the matter is that nobody can rub it on my face. I carry on with my Nigerian swag. And we were encouraged because when we come here, we bless this system. We bless this system. Forget the narratives. Okay, this thing that they always say about Nigerians being into fraud and whatever. What I know is that everybody has a story. I am not a fraudster. And I do not think Ola is a fraudster. Ola is never a fraudster. You, Marriott, you are not a fraudster. So where did Nigerians get together and then they have this committee of Nigerian fraudsters? It does not happen. If there is any fraudster on the block, now we have seen their true identity, like Elon Musk, like Trump himself, who's been convicted severally for that. And then they want to stick all kinds of things on us. This so-called travel ban, can you imagine, of all places, against Ghana? Ghana, that is a standard bearer all over the world about morality and constitutionalism. It's something that would not stand. And for all I can care, it will be there. I mean, it's run about 5 months already, which is 5 months of disaster and misrule. So ultimately, he will spend his time when he's gone. I only pray that I will not put America in bad debt, because for his intransigencies against some citizens in the United States, loss of job and all that, you can be sure that there will be litigations and all kinds of court fights over this, and America will look so bad concerning its financial shape.
All right.
So he is just creating crisis for everybody, everywhere.
Yeah.
But I know the Nigerian spirit is it's irrepressible. And the truth of the matter is that it is targeted. The whole thing is racist, but it's making it to look like whatever. But you know, it thinks this place exists for Caucasian. Whether his own, because I have seen a true copy of his grandfather's birth certificate being handed over to him by the German chancellor the other day. So whether it's him or me, yes, we are all immigrants in this country, and that legacy cannot be destroyed by anybody. We all will stand united, which is the essence of the No King rallies. The No King rallies, Ola, you need to just put the figures together. Simultaneously, in more than 2,000 cities all over America, millions of us attended, and so that really drove his own
the parade,
delusional parade to mark it. And in 79 years is just a dot on the line of our existence. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, we almost carry on with high spirit and make sure that I'll make sure that we contain this man. You know, just a monster. Yes.
Thank you very much. Shout out to Blossom Show and Marriott in the chat. Hit like, share, subscribe, and follow. We have other trendy stories around the world. Let's move on. Join the conversations in the comments. We'll be right back.